everyone, I'm Super Flexi, and today we're going to be doing yoga. Reasons why it's important to do yoga is it helps with all-around circulation and blood flow in the body, as well as full range of motion. And the more motion we have, the more we're able-bodied to participate in daily activities. I don't know about you, but I like to jump, run, play, and just have fun. And one way it's awesome to do that is on the mat with me, with yoga. Today we're going to be doing just a few positions, but let's start with a warm-up, and then when we end, we're going to do our cool down. Those are always essential as well, regardless of whatever workout you're doing, because you want to warm up those muscles that we're going to be working into. So, without further ado, let's get started and have some fun. To warm up, we're going to just breathe in, but reach up high. And let out that breath while you come down. If you can't reach your toes, that's okay. You can come to your shins or even to your thighs if you need to, okay? But go down as far as you can. Take one good deep breath here. It should last about 3 seconds. And if you're really bendy, you can go ahead and wrap your arms around your legs for just one quick breath and bend in a little bit deeper. But wherever you are, just reach a little bit deeper. Bring those arms to the mat or down by your side. And slowly come up. I like to imagine vertebrae by vertebrae. So take your time. Your shoulders should be back. Now that we're up, you're going to want to go ahead and put your feet shoulder width apart or hip width apart. Bring your arms open and down by your side with your palms facing forward. Take a nice deep breath in and put those shoulders back. Take one more deep breath and make sure you bring that chest open wide. Now we're going to bring our hands up to the ceiling again, nice and slow. Bring them together and reach up as high as you can. This is called mountain pose. Breathe in deep, take 2 breaths here. Reach as high as you can. Relax. Now you're going to bring those arms down to your side, slowly. Cross each other, and bring them right back up. This time, you're going to want to keep them wide, as if you have a beach ball over top of your head. It's always fun, beach. Take 2 deep breaths here. Stand tall and reach as high as you can. Bring those arms down to your side. Now we're going to get onto the mat and do a few warm-up stretches here. Take your time coming down to a seated position with your legs out front. I like to take a moment here to just bounce my legs out. I call it getting silly. Now we're going to want to bring our hands to our sides. Don't put too much pressure and weight on them. They're just slightly sitting. Okay, so a little tongue twister there. Point your toes. Flex them. Point your toes. Take that deep breath. And flex them. And now get silly again with me. Bounce those knees. Now let's sit up tall here and take 4 deep, long breaths. I want you to take your time. I'll be counting with you. That's 1. 2. those shoulders back. That's 3. And that's 4 breaths. Now we're going to take our arms up above our head again. We love reaching up. Take a deep breath in. And when you exhale, bring your hands to your toes. And again, if you can't reach your toes, that's okay. Reach where you can. Maybe you can grab your ankles, your shins, under your knees, and even your thighs. Just make sure you go as far as you can go. So again, I'm reaching my toes. You're going to do 2 deep breaths here. Come up nice and slow. Work your way up. And take your time. Shoulders back. Sit up as tall as you can. Take one more breath here. Now we're going to bring our knees in and come as close to your ankles as you can. And we're going to let both of our knees fall to the side. And again, it's okay if your knees don't touch the floor, you can't get your heels in as close as you'd like. Just wherever you are, take your time and listen to your body. The more you practice, the deeper you'll be able to go. The more flexible you'll be. So we're going to take 2 deep breaths here. Hold onto your ankles or either on your feet, but you don't want to pull inward or outward or anything like that. Let your hands lightly sit on your ankles and sit up straight. 2 deep breaths. Slowly release your hands. Bring your hands to either side of your knees. And slowly bring your knees in together. Now we're going to let our legs go out in front of us. Let's bounce those legs one more time and get silly together. So that was our warm-up. We'll jump right into our first pose here in a minute. Before we get started with our actual poses, let's remind ourselves of a few things that we might need. Number 1 is a bottle of water. It is always important when you're active and working out to stay hydrated. Our body is made out of mostly water, surprisingly. So a great way to stay active is to stay hydrated. Number 2, you might need a towel because we're working hard together as superheroes. That means we were probably going to break a sweat. So a nice towel is always a good remedy for that. If you need to take a break, grab some water or dab your sweat with the towel, feel free to at any time. You'll see that I would do so as well. The third thing that we need is one that goes forgotten but is always needed. It's patience. This is our yoga practice. That means that every day we're getting a little bit better. You don't have to be super flexible like me. You just have to start wherever you are and keep on trying. The fourth one, have an open heart. This is about having fun and getting relaxed. We're going to leave the stress of schoolwork and our friends and everything else throughout our days, like catching those bad guys, here on the mat. So have an open heart and let's get to it. Today, we're going to get started nice and slow, taking it easy by getting into a pose that should be familiar to most of us. Crisscross applesauce. So let's bend our legs in and get flexible. We're going to start off with our legs forward, nice and long, shoulders back. Let's take a good deep breath to get relaxed. Inhale and exhale. We're going to start by bringing in our right leg. Reach out down to that ankle if you can, and bring it in nice and slow. If you can only reach down to your shin, that's just fine. Go ahead and help your leg in, either way. So now that we have our right leg in, and our left leg is straight, we're going to sit up as tall as we can, and take 2 deep breaths here, just to warm up our muscles in this position. That's the first breath. It's the second. Now we're going to bring our hand down as low as we can on the left leg. I think the shin feels most comfortable for me. And we're going to bend it in, nice and slow. If it doesn't come in all the way, again, that's okay. Take your time and pace yourself. Number 3 on the things we might need is patience. So bring that foot out a little bit wider if you need to, and I'll do it with you today. Now that our legs are crisscross, we are in the first position today. Crisscross applesauce. Now that our legs are both in, let's sit up straight and put our shoulders back because we like to sit nice and tall. Breathe in for 3 breaths. That's 1. Two. And that's 3. I don't know about you, but I'm feeling nice and relaxed. Now, let's take our hands down to our sides and press up just a little bit to come in a little closer to see if we can find a little bit more give in that muscle. Now, we're going to do 2 more deep breaths. Join me in counting. That's 1. And that's 2. Now, we're going to release our legs, starting with the left one, which is the last leg that we put in. Take your time. I like to sit up and take 2 deep breaths in between that pose. Join me in counting. That's breath 1. And breath 2. Slowly release your right leg. And let's take 2 deep breaths, sitting up nice and tall as you can. It's 1. And that's 2. Now, we're going to go ahead and reach forward just to get a little bit more stretch. Unlike the other times where we touch our toes, we're going to actually keep our hands next to our knees. It's going to stretch you a little bit deeper and feel a little different. So be patient and take your time. Here we go. Inhale, and on the exhale, bend forward as far as you can. Relax those feet. You don't have to point your toes. Let's take 2 breaths. It's 1. That's 2. Bring your hands to the side of your knees and inch your way up slowly. That was crisscross applesauce. Another important part of our workout is the cool down. It's essential for any type of workout that you're doing, and it helps your body to recover from all the activity it was just doing. Whether you're running up a mountain, playing tag with your friends, or just doing some yoga with me, it's always good to cool down once you're done working out. So let's jump into it together. We're going to start with our legs out front and our shoulders back. Let's relax our arms to our side and take a good 3 deep breaths. I'll be counting. You can count with me if you want. That's 1. That's 2. Let it all out. That's 3. Now we're going to go ahead and bring our legs in, one at a time and nice and slow. You don't want to bring your feet in too close because it could strain yourself. So listen to your body and get nice and comfortable. With our hands at our sides, if you can, you're going to take one leg and put it over your knee. This is stretching your whole entire leg. Again, be patient with yourself. If you need to be out further, that's okay. Take one good deep breath here. Drop that knee. You're going to unbend your legs. Take one deep breath here. Now let's do the other leg. Bend our legs in, not too far because we have to put this leg over. Bring the left ankle now over to that knee. And it doesn't have to be really close, just nice and comfortable. Take one deep breath. Release that knee on the bottom. Untangle those legs. Both legs should be nice and outstretched. Now we're going to reach high up to the ceiling. Take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, come and try to reach to your toes. Breathe in. Breathe out. You're going to inch your way up slowly. And with your hand behind your knees this time, or even behind your thighs if you need. Again, we're going to lean forward as far as you can. Bring your nose to your toes. Let's do 2 deep breaths here. Come up nice and slow. Now we're going to bend our knees off to the side, come up onto our knees, and then sit back. We're going to try a pose you might be familiar with, child's pose. This is always relaxing and calming for the body. So with our hands outstretched, just bring your belly button all the way to your knees and relax your shoulders down. Let's do 2 deep breaths here. That's 1. That's 2. Now you're going to roll up nice and slow, vertebrae by vertebrae. Now that your head is up tall, roll those shoulders back. Take 1 deep breath here. I like to smile as I exhale. Now let's bring our hands up to the ceiling. Bring them together. Take 1 deep breath in and exhale. As you bring your hands down, bring it all the way down to your knees. Our last breath, together on the mat. You should be feeling nice, cool, calm, and collected. Thank you for being super with me and joining me for some nap time.